Welcome in, everybody. It's the coach, and you're tuned in to Madden 19 on EA Sports. Straight ahead, a man back from injury. Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers, they face off with Ryan Tannehill and the Miami Dolphins. With that, let's get down to Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. Standing by for the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Coach. From beautiful South Florida, there's a look at Hard Rock Stadium in Miami. The excitement brewing here in South Florida as a moment ago the Dolphins starters were introduced to this home crowd. They're fired up as well as they get set to match up with Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. Brandon Godden, Charles Davis on hand. And, Charles, we've got two teams here certainly with something to prove after a disappointing 2017.
Let's be honest about it. Their playoff aspirations, they went splat, didn't they? They've got to prove now to themselves and to their fans. Are they one of those teams that's ready to move back up, or are they one of those teams that really has to rebuild?
The Dolphins send out the rookie from New Mexico, Jason Sanders, to get us started. And we are underway from Hard Rock Stadium. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. It'll be Aaron Rodgers under center, who was drafted by the Packers back in 2005 in the first round, now in his 14th year with Green Bay.
Just 7 starts in 2017 due to a collarbone injury. Tried to come back late in the year to rally the Packers into the playoffs. Unfortunately, couldn't get it done. But one of the best competitors at the quarterback position in the NFL. He's lost Jordy Nelson, one of his best weapons, but he knows how to bring other guys along and turn them into valuable contributors.
Now the first carry for Ty Montgomery. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. The tackle by Robert Quinn. And now the offensive starters for the Packers.
Out wide is Davante Adams, named an alternate to his first Pro Bowl in 2017. And how about this for a surprise? 22 receiving touchdowns over the last 2 seasons. That's the most of anyone in the NFL. That's right, anyone. Davante Adams taking advantage of opportunities.
On second down, Montgomery. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. And they'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a third down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively, because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
There's an example of good situational football being played by a defense. They understood where the third down play was, the down and distance, and made sure that they didn't get anywhere near that, bringing up 4th down.
Yeah, they were sniffing out that marker, didn't want to let him get close to there, and now a likely 3-and-out to start.
Yeah, I love the way they rallied to the football and got to him and made sure he didn't give up much run after catch.
On first down, Tannehill. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Tremont Williams there to break that one up. And the Buffet boys, the O-line, hopefully they're ready today.
Listen, you got to feed them first. But if you do, you usually get a great product out on the field. And when they play well, the quarterback can't wait to feed them afterwards.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Back to the air, Tannehill on 2nd down. And he finds Danny Amendola. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 18 big yards on that one, and a Miami first.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a game in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opened things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good. That middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. And the big meat on the D-line, we'll see how they do today.
And I'd hate to be an offensive lineman having to deal with these guys. They come in hungry, mean, and confident. They think that no one can block them.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. To the air again, Tannehill. Battle for it here, and this will be caught. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. A very solid gain of 27. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help, because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, and hey, you know, how you guys gonna come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You know, you were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Seeing that play and understand just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have.
And Stills has got it. Touchdown, Miami. Kenny Stills from 4 yards out. And the Dolphins are going to take a first-quarter lead.
Sometimes when I see these types of plays executed, I think of basketball. Guys boxing other guys off to go out and get a rebound.
And he got the rebound right there. But the defense was really placed well.
Yeah, they were right there. I mean, that's where it's really tough for a defender. When you're in the right spot, you're draped on the guy catching the ball, yet he still comes down with it.
Sanders now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he elects not to bring this one out as his guys will take over at the 25. Green Bay Packers getting the ball back here. But I wanted to ask you to kind of assess 2018 for them, because you think back to the midway point, they're under 500. Even some of their wins have been, I don't know if you want to call it a little uninspiring, but what do you make of their season?
Good word, because Chicago had to come back, and that was Aaron Rodgers coming back from injury in that game to win that one on opening night. San Francisco at home on a Monday night game. Everybody thought they'd blow them away, and they really struggled in that one. But the better teams that they've played them very tough.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line.
When I see a play like that, I come back to risk reward. I don't know about you, but is it worth it at that point, whatever you're going to pick up, to either take the hit, and in this case, lose the football?
So should have gone down. I mean, hindsight's always 20/20, but that's the safe play.
You're exactly right. Hindsight's really never wrong, is it? Because you can analyze it, but I think ultimately you got to look at it as a first option, taking care of the ball, getting what you can, and that's it. Don't worry about it anymore.
Back to throw, Tannehill. On the right side, open is Gesicki. And down inside the 15 he goes. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
How about the timing on that one? Boy, they were in sync, weren't they? 3-step drop, balls out of his hands, right to the tight end. Nice completion, just like they do it in practice.
Tannehill on first down. That is caught at the 7-yard line. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. A solid pickup at 13 sets him up first and goal.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
And Stills has got it. Touchdown, Miami. Kenny Stills with his second touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to him. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
It took them an extra look, but they found out it is a touchdown indeed. The official says this one counts. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and that'll make the score 14-0. A drive there of just 4 plays, and it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Sanders now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. Well, he thought about coming out, but instead he does go down to a knee, and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. Rodgers going to throw. The left side throw complete to Adams. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And never good on a pass completion there to go the wrong way. Lost yardage.
No, for some reason it seems to work better when you throw it downfield or you can move the ball downfield running it that way, doesn't it? But in this case, if you're the defensive guys, you're energized, executed well, and you caused a lost yardage play. That's going to feel good and look great in film.
And before they can run another play, the clock hits 000. And time is up on the first quarter. 14-0 is our score, and we'll be back to South Florida after this.
The NFL on EA Sports is presented by Snickers. You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers satisfies.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football. They've got it 2nd and 6 to start things out. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
Hey. 319! 319!
Rodgers hands to Montgomery, and they take him down, losing yardage back at the 27. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result, negative yardage. Throwing now is Rodgers. This is Cobb with a catch right side. They convert on 3rd with a gain of 22. The first carry now for the BYU man. It's Jamal Williams. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today, they've got to think about changing up their play calling. Some screens, some draws, some quick-hitting plays in order to try and supplement the run game. You don't totally abandon it, but you try and give it a little bit of help.
Throwing the slant pattern here complete. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
In today's football, where receivers break tackles, make people miss, get upfield for the extra yardage, When you see a play like that where it's caught and he's dropped on the spot, that's a big-time play by the defense.
Under 4 to play now. Clock running. 3rd down. Shotgun now for Rodgers. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. For the Miami Dolphins, Charles, if you just look at the first half of the season, you'd have to say it's a team that overachieved. Now, as we get toward the stretch run, is this a team that realistically makes a push for the playoffs?
It's hard to say that they will, because you mentioned them overachieving a little bit. They had some wins.
And got his man complete. And they finally bring him down, but he reaches the 16. A big play there on the catch and run. 74 yards. A nice job there, Charles. They picked up the blitz, were able to complete the pass.
That had the total feel of a quarterback in control. Red blitz, got him into the right protection scheme, so he doesn't get hit back there. He's got a chance to step up with supreme confidence and deliver it downfield for a nice completion.
A gain of 6 there on 1st.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
On 2nd down, here's Tannehill. He's got it. Touchdown, Dolphins. 3 touchdown passes now for Ryan Tannehill, and the Dolphins hang on to their lead. And Charles, the defender, was there. He just didn't get it.
Sometimes these plays turn into basketball in a sense, with 2 guys going up for the football. Which guy's going to box the other away from it and grab it?
Yeah, I know you hear it a lot, but it's just the will to get it, right?
Oh, without a doubt. The will, as well as some really nice touch on the ball that was thrown.
And some talent, too. Extra point up and good by Sanders, and it's now 21-0. The drive there only spanning 3 plays, and it ends with a touchdown for the Dolphins. Sanders now to kick this one away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either. Thus far, it hasn't been a real fun half for them, but a play like that may get them off the schneid a little bit, get them loosened up and moving.
Kind of seems like they've been sleepwalking and still sitting on 0 points.
And it's not always making an adjustment. Sometimes it's just going back to what you know can work and finally getting it done.
1st down, here's the run with Montgomery. And he's got this down to the 35. 1:59 to go in the first half. We'll come back to Miami after this. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside. He'll have highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. It's a gain of 6 on the play, and it'll be a 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he'll be brought down at the 21, just shy of the 20 in the red zone. Rodgers finding Adams for a Packer first.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route. Against zone, you're just looking for that open spot, that dead area, so you make curl a little bit wider just to get to that place.
And usually a tight window. He fired a bullet in there for the completion. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. So the offense takes the timeout, and they are back out and ready to rock. A first red zone opportunity now for the Packers. They've got a 1st and goal to go at the 7. Rodgers again now. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay. Jimmy Graham from 6 yards away. And the Packers get a score closer. The way this one was going, you just got the sense they needed something before half. They've at least got something on the board now. Still trailing, but a good sign.
That takes me back to our preseason tour of NFL camps. You remember we talked with that one coach who said his emphasis this year was scoring in the last 2 minutes of a half, heading into the locker room. This hits it right there. Take that momentum, take that good feeling, and take it to the locker room, regroup, and start over. They got it here.
They did indeed. A lot of football. Full half to be played. Jakeem Grant now to return. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. Here comes Ryan Tannehill now, leading his offense back out there. And how about the start so far, Charles? 3 first-half touchdown passes.
And that's how you generate excitement on a team. Keep your offense moving at a really high level. And it's also how you establish leadership, by playing that well. 3 touchdown passes, that's the way to lead.
Now he's just hoping for number 4. Nice way to start the drive, a gain of 12 and a first down. Talk about a big first half. Already has the 2 touchdowns, adding to his receiving total there and picking up the first down.
He's coming off the line so fast. I think he's intimidating the defensive backs with his explosiveness, and he's chipping away at their confidence.
Tannehill now to throw. And, he took that in one-handed. What a grab. Give him 30 yards there.
And there's another one of those incredible highlight reel catches. One-handed, deep downfield, another big completion. I know this, partner. As a defender, I don't know how you avoid watching what they do. It's everywhere. All the highlight shows, watching it on Madden. Trying not to get intimidated before you go out and have to play against these guys and try and stop them.
So the 2 teams will head to the locker rooms here in Miami with the Dolphins on top. As we send you up to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report.
In our game has been Ryan Tannehill, who's had the hot hand in the first half. He's thrown for over 200 yards already, and his guys have the lead as well. As we get you back to Brandon Gaudin.
All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. The return man is Grant. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. Out comes the Dolphins now. They'll go on offense first here in this third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, I feel like you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
It's still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. On 2nd and 10, Tannehill. Trying to drop one in, but it's incomplete. So the numbers have been good in the passing game, and certainly a big reason why they have the lead. But now here, third quarter, maybe go to the run game a little more?
Yeah, perhaps. I mean, after that incompletion, a little credit to the defense for shutting them down on that play. Maybe you try and run the football a little bit more in this spot. but they have to feel good about how they've been throwing it over.
And that's caught inside the 35. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. Kenny Stills, 65 yards. And the Dolphins are able to grow their lead.
You have fun with this one, partner?
I am. He's been fun to watch under center.
We always talk about, getting to the next level, right? When we see people get into the zone, this guy's in the master class right now. What a performance he's putting on, just carving them up.
4 touchdown passes. Carving him up is right. Seems like everything he throws is going to be a completion and going in the end zone. Sanders now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he will not bring it out. He'll just go down to a knee here for a touchback. And the ball will come out to the 25. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half two.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And in the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10, kind of a starter or an opener.
Now the defense loses him. It's complete. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Randall Cobb, 75 yards. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. Charles, there aren't really any slow receivers, but there's fast and then really fast. He's really fast, and he showed off the afterburners there.
And that he is, because when he took off, I was thinking there's no chance that he can actually reach him with that pass. Yet he did, and he's still sprinting. And just think about what that does for everyone else on his team, because his ability to stretch a field opens things up for the rest of the receivers on the team.
Crosby on now to kick it away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. Then the Dolphins getting set to go here. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. The drive starting play, a good one. Give him 19. His big game continues. Already has the 3 touchdown grabs, tacking on some more yardage and a first down.
And how precise has his route running been in this game? We just saw him get open yet again, and he's also made adjustments as the defense has tried to really stop him.
On first down, it's Tannehill. Under pressure, and he's going to go down. Tannehill sacked. Jake Ryan coming hard on the blitz. He dumps him for a loss of 8. And they brought the pressure there just right up the gut, didn't they?
Yeah, they certainly did. And, when you've got so many different responsibilities as an offensive line, you got to deal with the nose tackle, the 2 defensive tackles or ends, and then sometimes you just can't account for everyone. The linebacker slipped free.
And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. A gain of 32 that time.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
Now a play fake here on first down. Looking for the end zone. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Mike Gesicki, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Dolphins add on to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. A 4-play drive spanning 80 yards. And it winds up in 6 points for the Dolphins. Sanders now to kick this one away. This is fielded a couple yards deep. And he elects not to bring this one out as his guys will take over at the 25. Getting set to go again on the offensive side, Randall Cobb works his way back onto the field. Good day for him so far here in the third quarter. He's hit pay dirt once, over 100 yards, but hey, it's the third quarter. He's thinking, I want more, right?
He wants more, and it just increases the confidence of his team because every play he makes, that means his quarterback is really feeling good about throwing the football. Probably feels like he can't throw an incomplete pass when he throws it to him right now.
Yeah, he's looked really, really sharp. Got a man. That's Allison. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down. Now contact up front as penalty markers come in. Who is this against?
Encroachment, defense.
Jumping all the way from the outside, maybe getting a little early start in the corner blitz.
Still first
the only
down.
time it makes sense to get that penalty is exactly as you described. Otherwise, he should never get that penalty.
So at 1st and 5 now after the 5-yard penalty from the neutral zone infraction.
319.
Throwing is Rodgers. That's complete to Cobb. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that?
319.
On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Over the middle, complete. That's Adams. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. Give him 9 there on the first down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1.
319.
Rodgers handing to Montgomery. And he'll be brought down inside the 20 at the 19. 2 yards on the pickup there, but it's enough to give him a new set of downs.
Well, they certainly have been able to get him going and establish the run, so I think it's time to abandon that plan and start chucking it all over the park. And you know who's excited about that? The defensive front. They got to just pin their ears back and get after him now.
Open here is Allison. That's complete. And on this one, he'll get to the 15, right at the 15-yard line. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain. Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive, and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But
under pressure, and he'll go down. Back at the 26-yard line. Andre Branch able to get him down for a loss of 11 on the play. And it'll be 4th down. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it, but it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Back now in Miami. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. They're already slim hopes are going to ride on this one. They'll go on 4th down. Now Rodgers got to have this one. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. Mike McCarthy took the gamble, didn't pay off. And the Dolphins defense is able to hold. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a successful play. It doesn't matter how they got there, how it happened. They got it done. They're the ones that are jubilant.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
Well, Brandon, pace comes into play now because they've got the advantage. They've got the football, but they've got to be very careful about what speed they're going to play. You know, my music teacher back in New Paltz, Mrs. Bythema Bagley, used to say, don't go prestissimo when you really want to go largo. And what she meant by that is don't go too fast when you really want to go at a nice, slow, deliberate pace.
I am speechless. I am without speech. And they work this well upfield across the 45. A good pickup there of 22.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in until you look like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
Finding room inside the 40, and finally taken down at the 35-yard line. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Well, I'd say that run's pretty emblematic of what we've seen all day long. No matter what they've done on offense, this offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage, giving them time to throw it, run it, do whatever they wanted. That's why there are points up on the board. And right now, the psyche of the offense, we're in control, and we can do whatever we feel like doing out here on the field.
A really good pickup of 28 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
And a scary incompletion, almost picked off. It would have been their first INT of the game. Instead, second down.
A missed opportunity for an interception would have killed off a drive. They had a chance there to finish things off. Didn't get it done. I guess that's why a lot of those guys do not play offense.
To throw on second down is Tannehill. And the hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
Get your backs to the goal line. I can hear my high school coach right now. This is when force meets force. Got to be physical in order to win this battle.
Yeah, that's where the physicality pays off. A nice job forcing the contact and forcing the incompletion.
Yeah, Coach Ford would have loved that play.
Now yet another incompletion here as they fail to connect on third. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's fourth down. The kick by Sanders is good, and that will extend the lead out to 24. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
After the field goal, here comes Sanders to kick it away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. They had a great drive going last time. They were moving the ball, and then all of a sudden it just stalled out. So we'll see what they can do here, Charles.
And it's always easy to second guess when you don't get it on a fourth down try. But they had to like the feeling that they had going on offense. They want to continue to see if they can capture that again on this drive and maybe get in the same position.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, like I said, they were moving the football. It's not like they went 4 and out, so I don't think it's a deal where the offense doesn't have confidence.
No, I agree with you totally on that one. If anything, they may have gained more confidence. Okay, they stopped us once. That's all right. Let's keep moving it. Make them do it again.
Decent start to the drive, but let's face it, they need a lot of things to go right in a short amount of time down 3 scores.
Yeah, they're going to run their 2-minute offense here in this game, but this is for future games. Can they get better and be ready for the next time, hopefully with a chance to win?
Here's Rodgers looking left side, and he's got a man. It's Adams, and he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
He's going to dump that off to his running back, Montgomery. And he'll get it out to midfield. Looks like, yeah, they'll spot it right at midfield at the 50. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. So it's Packer football here as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. from midfield. Here's Rodgers. Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete. Devontae Adams, the intended receiver. That'll bring up second down.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
It'll be a gain of 7, and they get it back to a 3rd and 3. Now you've got to hustle your guys to the line and get them set. To throw is Rodgers. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. They'll start on the ground with Gore. And some room to roam now. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first.
Really strong, effective run there out of a power set or a heavy set. 3 tight ends in the game, and that's tough for a defensive coordinator. They want to spot that lineup coming into the game early so they can get the proper defensive personnel on the field. That's why the coordinator is relying on some of the assistants to tell him what offensive personnel is hitting the field so he can adjust accordingly. They weren't able to stop him on that run. When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
30. Tannehill going to throw it. And he floated one out there, incomplete. Kevin King, the former Washington Husky, there defensively.
This defense could use some more of these types of plays. How about him reading it, driving on the football, and he's right there for the pass breakup.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on second down. Drake off the give from Tannehill. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line. 2 yards on the pickup there. It's 4th down.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, hard to get them started again occasionally.
On 4th down, Tannehill able to power through, and he finds Stills complete. And he's got this down to the 35. That's a 4th down pickup of 10 yards, and an opportunity certainly missed on the defensive side. A lot of scoring. There's no doubt about that in this one, Charles. Points, they were not at a premium. They were pretty easy to come by.
They were, but it was fun, wasn't it? Because both teams finding ways to click. And you know people who love this game, they also love baseball games that are 14-11 with 3 or 4 home runs mixed in.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter at EA Madden NFL. The Dolphins are winners here as we say so long from South Florida.